Oddly enough, not popping up here for me. There we go. Jesse Baker out of Grants, New Mexico. Mesilla Valley Transportation, Budlong Racing Engines, soldfast.us, native voltage 90.3. He's got that radio station on there, but regular with the ASCS Southwest Series. Actually finished second in, well, it might have been 2 years ago. He was second in points. Last year was third in points, I think. ShopRico.com, sponsor on the number 24 car. That's Rico Abreu out of St. Helena, California. Curb Records, Whistle Stop, or not Whistle Stop anymore, but Self-Made Racing, Lucas Oil, ShopRico.com. Had the old Whistle Stop Bar and Grill on there as a sponsor during the Governor's Reign at Eldora. You can go back and watch that in the on-demand on Flow Racing. That was a good time. I know I missed a bunch of these cars because I got a babbling along there, but we'll get it all figured out. 01 car, Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. Southern Pacific Farms, Roth and Factory Kane. 14T, another rookie runner down here with us, another 14-year-old racer. It's Caleb Henry. Incidentally, the 5B car is currently on the point. He had your fastest lap time in the hot laps, 15.720. Joel Myers in the 46JR second quick. Mitchell Moles, Colby Thornhill, your top four. That'll all change around after this session, though. So we'll throttle them down into the corner. Checkered flag quickly coming out. Rico Abreu had the top spot, lost it, gave it right back. Chase Magic is up there now in a 2X car. Man, that swapped around a lot. We're turning into, as Tanner Thorson says, hero dirt out here. They got her hooked up and get around this racetrack very well, but Chase Magic, the 2X car, is now your quickest in the hot lap session with a 15.160. Garrett Williamson, the 24W car, second quick at 15.361. Reese Getz in the 9R, third quick. Rico Abreu now fourth quick with a 15.595. So the track coming around to us. A little surprised Tanner Thorson is down here with us, to be honest. Two B car idling down into turn number one. Billy Chester, the third out of Phoenix, Arizona. The Napa Trafficade work zone. Bill Chester Flooring Race Shack, number 2B. Jim Jam Dirtman tuned in from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, formerly Harvey's Lake, says happy Thanksgiving to everybody out here in Arizona. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast. So we appreciate it. Getting set to push off our next hot lap session. Here comes the number 9. It's going to be the first one to hit the track. That's Dustin Freitas out of Sacramento, California. The FMI Motorsports, Chuck's Corvette, Superior Hydraulics, number 9. Coming out of the old Outlaw carts. Back in the day, there's another one of our 7 cars coming out. We'll see which one that is. I know we have like 3 or 4 of them. I don't feel super confident about that last one that I told you. So we'll get things sorted out when they come out here for heat race action. Number 17 car on the back straightaway. That's actually the 17C. Chris Bullock out of Arlington, Washington. Not Virginia, Washington. Triple X ODS Composites, OPC exclusive, Shark Racing Engines. His first time down here at Arizona Speedway. The 5H, talked about him earlier on. That's Michael Facinto out of Hanford, California. TNT, Sacramento Battery, Rockwell Security. Former Louis Vermeil Classic champ. There's our number 7 car. So 29, rolling down the front chute. We'll get a name on that one here in just a second. I had to verify that because I wasn't sure, but out of Pendergrass, Georgia, the 29 car heading down in the corner is another regular with the USCS Sprint Car Series, which we just broadcast them in Milton, Florida. So he is all the way over on the other side of the country. That's Jeff Oliver, The Country Barn Babe, Moss Racing Engines, Georgia Powder Coating, number 29. Which, if you have the opportunity, if you're into that rustic look, check out Country Barn Babe online. They sell a lot of really cool stuff if you're looking for Christmas gifts. They got it going on. I love that stuff, like that old barnwood look and different things, but countrybarnbabe.com, I think, is the website. But Oliver out of Pendergrass, Georgia, we see him all the time with the USCS sprint cars. 2 Georgia racers out here with us. Pretty crazy. DJ Netto's the 88N car, the Netto Ag, Penny Newman Grain, number 88N out of Hanford, California, 2-time Copper Classic champ. Back in 2016 and 2017. It's going to be one high up on that dirt draft that I was talking about earlier on. Number 12 car out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway, Corbin Gurley. Maybe not. Could be another 12. Got a lot of duplicate numbers. I'm going to go with that's actually Josh Grady. So DJ Netto now top the stack with a 14.316. Colton Hardy, the number 41 car, who I forgot to talk about just earlier on, but Hardy out of Phoenix, Arizona, the Blood Racing Oils, Diamond Mechanical, ANC Remodeling. Was also a feature starter at Tulsa Shootout, which we're going to be down there with that for Flow Racing. The Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl. Put those on your calendar to tune in if you're not, well, they're actually running without fans, so there you have it. So anyhow, DJ Netto's the top spot. Colton Hardy, Michael Facento, Josh Grady in the 12JG, so that was the 12JG. Chase Magic now 5th quick on the field. Dustin Freitas is 6th quick. Chris Bullock, Garrett Williamson, John Clark, and Reese Getz rounding out the top 10 of the ones that have transponders on. Again, not everybody's going to be running transponders as they did not have enough for 84 sprint cars coming into the pits. They'll rectify that tomorrow, and I think all the wing cars will definitely have them, and the non-wing, maybe not so much. One of our 19 cars, or another one of our 19 cars coming on the backstretch, and I can't tell if it has a little AZ or not. If it doesn't, it might have a little A on it, and if it does, that's Buddy Kofoid out of Pen Grove, California. Ryan Bolt Underwood, AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Indy Race Parts sponsors the 91. The regular old number 1, that might be Dylan Harris. We'll find out whenever they click across. The 91 car of Chase Getz out of Snohomish, Washington. Great Western Transport, Green Shields Industrial Supply, Elma Lane sponsors the 91. Nope, that's the 19 AZ. I was lying to you. See that little tiny AZ on there? Yeah, me either. That's Spencer Baston out of Lebanon, Indiana. Ron Bold Underwood, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Indy Race Parts, AME Electrical sponsors for Baston, who picked up a New Zealand National Championship in midgets back in 2018. Won at Lincoln Speedway this year. He had another win, too. Can't remember where that was off the top of my head. $5K car, I believe, or is that the 5A car? We had a couple cars sneak in on me, and they were parked on the other side. So this is actually a multi-purpose facility for those of you watching on Flow Racing. So they have 2 motocross tracks. They have a mud bog, a tractor pull area, the dirt track, obviously, and they had some sprint cars that snuck in and parked on the back side of the mud bog. Oh, Tommy Hahn tuned in watching. So shootouts, no restrictions on the stands. Chili Bowl's 25% capacity. There you go. We're getting that sorted out. Let me scroll back up to the top, get back on task here with the sprint cars. So we get things straightened out. Spencer Baston up into the number 3 spot now with the 19 AZ. Chase Getz is there. Oh, Devin Borden. The number 8 now second quick in the hot lap session. Neto still atop the stack with that 14.316, but it's getting a lot closer. Devin Borden, the number 8 car, went second quick with 14.326. It's just 0.1 of a second. Blake Carrick in the 38B car, Tanner's brother, out here racing with us in the Carrick Racing. 38B's third quick. Chase Getz, the 91 fourth quick. Colton Hardy in the 41 bumped down to the 5th quick. Baston 6th quick. Jacinto, Grady, Magic, Freitas, your top 10. So we still have another session coming out. And let's see how many cars we've had. So we got about 10 or 11 wing sprint cars that do not have a transponder, I believe. Roughly. So 7 without a transponder, I'm being told. Tyler Barr tuned in watching. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast tonight. Derek tuned in from down Yuma, Arizona. Paul, Renee, and Waterboy. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Paul, a longtime sprint car supporter. Renee as well, although she was maybe drug into it. No, I don't think so. Nice looking 5C car, Colby Copeland out of Roseville, California. Econo Lube and Tune and Brakes. North Star Concrete Company, sponsors of the 5C car, heading out of the shadows onto the backstretch. Marking his 13th year behind a wheel of a sprint car. Also a former Copper Classic champ. Did that back in 2018. So another one has some experience in victory lane here. Here's the 19. Well, that looks like the 19 AZ as well. So one of those is Buddy Kofoid, and one of them Spencer Baston.
Chad, look at your text.
Saw that, Dean. We got her under control, brother.
That's the white one. That's Buddy.
Oh, goodness.
That's Buddy out there.
57 car, you might recognize that one. That's Kyle Larson, racer out of Elk Grove, California. Finley Farms, Tarleton Sun, Lucas Oil, JVI Group. 43 feature event wins on the season. Rolls into this with some heat and some attention. There's no doubt about that. Alex Pettis out of Tempe, Arizona. The Buffalo Wild Wings. Lori Kia, FK Indy, Engler Machine and Tool, number 2, the Deuce. Down into turn number 1 and 2, or out of turn number 2, I should say, right behind Carson Macedo. So Kofoid in the 19 carts out here as we speak. 01X. John Carney II out of Lubbock, Texas, behind the wheel of 01X this weekend. Up front signs, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Shaver Racing Engines. Has well over 100 career feature event wins and probably 10-plus championships to his credit. Regular with the ASCS National Series. Some good French fries coming into the stands just down below us. I like it. Throttle them up, cut them loose. Macedo's on a bit of a tear, doubled up out in Colorado Speedway, I believe that was, if memory serves. Dakota Albright checking us out. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast here tonight. Shout out to DB3 tuned in as well. Yeah, got to give a shout out. Jason Carter's on his way back down to Arizona. Was on a bit of a road trip. Now he's tuned in watching on an illegal account. No, not really. Just like saying that. I hear stories though, Jason. Many stories. Colby Copeland, 5C, goes to the top of the charts with that last pass through, a 14.309. DJ Neto, and now Buddy Kofoid to 19A. Snakes that top spot. 13.978. First car and only car into the 13-second bracket for Kofoid. We'll put a stamp on that one. That one's done. Hot lap session complete for the Wing Sprint cars, and Buddy Kofoid, the only car to crack the 13-second range. 13.978 for the Ryan Bolt Underwood AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Indy Race Parts, number 19A car. Picked up the USAC National Midget Rookie of the Year. 3 feature event wins on the season. His first season ever racing a midget. He dabbled around in them a little bit last year and then hopped behind the wheel this year, and boom. Picked up the Rookie of the Year honors. Actually picked up the New Zealand National Sprint Car Championship back in 2019 by whooping a whole lot of hiney down and under, I should say, as Lookout coast to a halt on the front chute. That was the old, what's this button do? Oh, that's the kill switch. So hot lap completes. Buddy Kofoid into top spot. Colby Copeland second quick. Carson Macedo, Kyle Larson, and Robbie Price now your top 5. John Carney the second, the 01X car 6 quick. DJ Neto, Devin Borden, Tanner Carrick, and Alex Pettis rounding out the top 10 in hot laps. What's that mean? Nothing. They pill draw for a starting spot in heat races. They're running for passing points. That was more or less for our entertainment and them to shake down the race cars. Well, thank you so much for joining us out here tonight. Those of you sitting out in the stands, or if you're watching on Flow Racing, feel free to tweet your flow seat. Hashtag tweet your flow seat at Flow Racing at Arizona Speedway. Make sure you follow along with Arizona Speedway on Facebook and Twitter, as they got a lot of big events coming up in January. The Wild West Shootout with the late models will be out here, and then the Wild West Wing Shootout, the first year for that, happens January 22nd through the 24th. And again, you can get those tickets in advance tonight. The reserve seating in the little red tent out behind the grandstand area. Don't forget about the official souvenir and apparels located in the trailer just behind the grandstands as well. And we need to give a shout out and a thank you to one of the sponsors out here at the racetrack this weekend, and that is GiveRev.com. GiveRev.com. Basically what it is, you get on there and you can get personalized videos from the stars of motorsports. There's 30-second and 60-second options, so on and so forth. It's kind of a neat deal that you can do for a Christmas gift or a birthday present or anniversary, or maybe you just need a pep talk or you want to give somebody else a pep talk from one of their heroes. Well, guess what? Get up there and check it out. GiveRev.com. They create that nice little video that's personalized just for you. How awesome is that? It's pretty cool. GiveRev.com. Michael Rigsby's up there. I said that earlier on. I'm just going to keep saying that over and over again because Michael Rigsby's up there. He's a little expensive. He's a little pricey, but hey, his time is worth money. So our non-wing sprint cars coming out for their hot lap session here for the Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series, ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series. The non-wings for the ASCS sanctioning body, which is pretty darn cool. So we'll have 4 heat races for these. Top 16 in passing points will transfer to the A main event. Everybody else to the B main. From the B main, we'll get the remainder of our field. So kind of a straight-up format for the ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series. Scott Thomason checking in with us from Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is the home of the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl, which will be here before you know it. Tulsa Shootout starts on the 28th, December 28th, for crying out loud. Sprint Cars of New England joining us on the broadcast tonight as well. If you're sitting out in the stands, tweet at Arizona Speedway at Flow Racing and tell us how you're watching or show us where you're watching from. If you're in turn 4, if you're a turn 4 person or a turn 1 or maybe you like the front chute. And I've always been a turn 4 person myself. It's where all the action happens, in my opinion. Jim Scott tuned in from back in Nebraska. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We'll be out there for the Nebraska Dirt Crown, the Beatrice Spring Nationals, and much, much more. As here we go. Again, not all the non-wing cars running a transponder. I'll tell you what I got. So we sent them on around here for a hot lap session. Non-wing cars coming hot off the Western world. What a weekend that was. Racing action out here at Arizona Speedway. Queen Creek, Arizona, I believe is where we're located, just a little bit south of Apache Junction, just a little bit east of Mesa. And then Phoenix, obviously the major metropolitan areas. Dennis Guile, the number 13 car, is 16917. And that's not good. Now, we talked about the oil burning off the headers before. Well, this is not the case. That's a little bit more than that. So we're going to waft a little blue smoke off that race car back into the pit area as well.
Okay, go ahead and push the next session.
So we'll get our next session pushed out here. The non-wing sprint cars coming out. Again, Dennis Guile, the quickest one in 16.917. John Castro, the 4T car, second quick. Rick Schumann, the 25 AZ, third quick. And Brian Ledbetter and Tyler Most rounding out the top five.
I'll try and find it.
So session number 2 rolling out onto the racetrack.
Jonah, you got a copy?
There's the hookers out there and Cowboy on the back out of Tucson, Arizona. And I mean hookers in a good Christian way. See him a lot of different racetracks, do an excellent job. Cowboy big enough, he usually just goes out and carries the cars off, but makes everybody else look bad, so they started hooking them up to the trucks. So session number 2 out on the racetrack. We get them cut loose. Good looking race car there on the back chute. Good one on the front chute. Radio Flyer down the front straightaway. Makes his way into turn number 1 and 2. Bruce St. James, you know him from radio down here in the Phoenix area. Just took a new job. He'll be moving to Chicago, Illinois before too awful long. Mid-December, he makes his way to the Windy City, but good to have him involved in racing down here. Got to give a shout out to my buddy Cameron Spangler, tuned in from Dove Creek, Colorado. Going to roll them around the bottom. We got a little bit of moisture down on the bottom of the racetrack, so we're going to roll these cars around, try to pack that in a little bit, maybe spin it up and try to work it, give them a decent surface, come out here for our heat race action. So heat race is coming out, and again, just straight up heat race action for the non-wing cars. 4 heat races, top 16 in passing points go directly to the A main, everybody else to the B. And then for the wing sprint cars, a little different. Top 30 in passing points will go to the qualifiers. We'll have 3 qualifiers, 10 laps each with 10 cars each. They will run those for passing points, take the passing points from the qualifiers, add them to the passing points from the heat races, and your top 16 overall get locked into the feature events. The other 14 cars out of the qualifier go to the B mains, along with the other cars that did not make it into the qualifiers. We'll take the top 4 from each of the 2 B mains, and that'll be a 24-car field for a 25-lap feature event for the ASCS Southwest Series. So that's the format tonight with 54 cars in the house. If we get one more car, it changes the format tomorrow night. Go figure. Greg Eckert tuned in, watching the Copper Classic. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast here tonight. Working on a puzzle. You don't see that a whole lot these days. So again, a number of these non-wing cars running without a transponder, but out of the ones that do have a transponder, Dennis Giles still in that top spot. Bruce St. James is second quick. Josh Castro, the 14th, third quick. Ronald Webster and R.J. Johnson. Good to see R.J. down here with the number 30. That is R.J. Johnson, not of Ohio. This is the real R.J. Johnson down here in Arizona. I say that. R.J.'s probably tuned in watch from up in Ohio as well. But we just saw R.J. Johnson of the Arizona variety racing with us over at Central Arizona Speedway last weekend at a micro, and he informed me that they're building new cars to head to the Tulsa Shootout, so that's pretty cool. Multiple Southwest Sprint Car Championships to his credit, has a lot of fun in the micros and headed shootouts.